folks, this is NHN Gaming back with another video of Suzerain. So in this video, we're just gonna move forward. Oh, barbecue with Frank. Not looking forward to it. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna stow it and just read the report. um, yeah, let's see what we have. Session, Brutish resistance. Virgin security forces have arrested 3 priests at 2 different nudity sanctuary in Sana. After finding links to insurgent activities, the report came from an elderly man who wanted to pray in peace but instead found himself invited to join British Freedom Front by state-sanctioned priests. Further incidents indicate that the BFF is pushing for a local recruitment drive in different sanctuaries across the region. So we have terrorist group. So let's see. BFF terrorism ongoing Georgia. The farm industry is taking another hit as a result of the recession. There are reports that 60% of all wheat in La Chavon is rotting in barns. So we need to subsidize some of the farming if they let us do that option. Lacks of hospital. Yep. Waiting list. So overburdened welfare system, low rural healthcare. Yep. Yeah. Outdated. Okay. Young Swords and NFP flags burn. A massive campaign against the Young Swords led by the local politician known to be aligned with the Red Youth resulted in many injuries and property damage. Subsequently, the Young Swords and the National Front Party flags were burned, which caused tension to escalate. Local police dispersed the protester by sundown. Okay. Young Sword and Swords. Yeah, Young Swords is interesting. Like they don't really have a foreign funder. Like the Red Youth is funded by United Contana. Young Swords are not funded by, how do I say this, by Acacia, but kind of like self-funded, if that makes sense. Communist books burned in Borin. Local residents gathered thousands of books that they claimed to be spreading communist and millennialist propaganda at the Century Park in Borin and set the books on fire. Aggressive slogan targeting Red Youth, the Worker Party of Bludia, and the Communist Party of Scotland was shouted. Youth groups from the local party office of the USB and FB also joined in the burning. Okay, so we have books burning going on. It was founded with hopes to bring, it's a new party. Left wing and the one flag. Okay. Gotcha. And then you have the Workers' Party of Bludia. So both of them are left wing, but Workers' Party of Bludia is, obviously it's focused more on the Brutish cause, while Communist Party of Scotland is kind of focused more on Scotland. Very interesting. We have fragmented left-wing organization, but if hypothetically the Communist Party of Scotland were to combine with the Workers' Party of Bludia, they would definitely get, they would definitely get enough representation in the assembly, because Communist Party of Scotland won 8% of the vote, and then Workers' Party like they have 6% of the vote, but Leak, he ran as an independent to get enough votes. So I mean, left wing and communism, socialism is popular enough in Scotland they can gain a they are popular enough to in order to gain like a um, representation within the Grand National Assembly. Like this, we have 10 independents. So yeah. Okay, let's see what we have next. The news. Red Youth rises, warning bells for Scotland. Recent activities of the Red Youth rallying in Narbel has set alarm bell ringing. The Sun was to be approved of its radical ideology, raised concern about potential threats to Scotland's national stability. Their researchers warned vigilance and a close examination of their intention. Okay. School poisoning. Police have arrested the principal of a high school in Rebel. Okay. Oops, I think I missed the news. In Rebel, son and Bergia were to die after eating a free meal laced with pesticide. Students aged between 15 and 17 die after eating a lunch of local dish. School poisoning. It's crazy. Like, school principal. 12 students die eating a meal laced with pesticide. Damn, that's crazy. Upcoming government budget changes. As the top economic experts in the country, we have been watching the upcoming change to the government budget very closely. President Anton Rein's first internal economical challenge lies ahead, and we will seek to improve his capabilities as a leader who can think ahead. The potential ramification of diverting the funding to certain government branches has always been a point of contention for any leaders, and it is no different for this case. Okay. Workers Union put pressure for promised benefit and tactical moves to accelerate the implementation of the promised benefit. The Communist Party of Scotland and the Labour Union of Scotland have declared a labour strike at Gasum. The action seems to have a dual purpose, exerting pressure on Gasum management to uphold its commitment and indirectly reminding Anton Rein of the expectation ahead of his meeting with Gasum chairman Iwo Alfonso. Okay. Radical unite in protest. So, Radical is in full support of the protests in Narbel. Women stand up. The women in Scotland have always been under pressure. Okay. Women's rights. So, there's unique women's organizing rights with support from Minister of Education. Okay. Got you. So feminism, ongoing, women discrimination in Scotland. Let's see, law, limited women's right, but in the workplace and at home, in addition to the political, learning natural and social science, among other subjects. Unless in the male counterpart. Yeah, women's right, not the best right now. Questioning soulless education. The newly unveiled SEPA Education Performance Report unveiled a sad reality about Scotland's abysmal status in comparison to many countries. Scotland was rated 39th out of the 68 nations that were assessed by the OME organization. The primary gauge of the quality of education made from several 60-year-old from each nation, their capacity to fields like mathematics, history, chemistry, scientific field. The Walder often mentioned the gaps in the system in the assembly debates before she joined the cabinet. Soulless education based on the principle of statism, nationalism, and republicanism poison the bright minds of our children. We need to get rid of the system from the poison that is. A medieval left-wing British minority which was suppressed. Well, I mean, I guess out of the three major points within soulism, I guess republicanism is a good thing you can keep. You know, despite being a very dictator, I guess what do you call it, authoritative um, ideology, it's a as a big proponent of republicanism, which is good. You can kind of like double down on these two, like just lessen it a little bit, you know. So, and Recon, okay, Archipelago emerged as a buffer zone and global trade power. Federation of the Anrakan Isles, collection of strategically located islands between the continents of Macopa and Catania, is positioning itself as a buffer zone global trade power between this pelag archipelago unique geographical location allow it to serve as a conduit for international commerce, diplomacy, fostering a robust trade empire in the process. Economic transmitting key by maintaining its influence and reach with a powerful fleet, protecting its maritime borders. Okay. And Raqqa to attract business from board. Okay. Tension between the Al-Qaeda and the rise. So, Federation of. I don't know if it's on the map. Nope. Is it? Oh, that's Kirut. I don't think it's on the map. Um, but anyway, like, yeah, I want to kind of like build Solent as kind of like a neutral ground, like playing both like United Content and Acacia, like so I can attract both business to the country. I want to kind of like have this neutral diplomatic stance, like supporting aid from both countries, like have good relationship with both countries. So I come out on top, basically. Yeah, I want to be kind of like a buffer zone. Yeah, I want Solent to be kind of like that. Not aligning with the West nor with the East, but kind of like neutral. Um, Race Nation unite to counter ideological influence, forge parallel financial order and historic move. The member states of the Guild Royal Grace as announced. What are you saying? Oh. And when traditional markets on Queen being challenged by Chief, Royal Summit held in Thornburg, the capital of the Kingdom of Rumburg, Kingdom of Rizia, Baronies of Soradis, Principality, Napa, Holy Kingdom of Arakia, King of, so we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have the 8 kingdoms summit. Because insights are preserving a unique heritage of permanent prosperity, changing world order. King Romus Taurus of Thracia addressed the summit, emphasizing the importance of unity among the member states. We stand together not only as partners in commerce, but also protectors of our shared heritage and value. The tides of change may be strong, but our resolve to uphold our tradition resist external strong. Archduke, King, leader of Narbel, any race sensitively message whether we are capable of forging our path independent of agricultural battles and trying to engulf the globe. Race nations have agreed to establish a joint development bank to finance and original trade. Okay. Van Houten blames Paxton for the missing fishing vessel. Made statement denouncing for the missing vessel. Whole number of beautiful. No more island. The island of Hechiland. It's like the dispute between the new nations and the two nations. But I'm interested. So Grace, pretty interested. So we have the Kingdom of Roomba, Kingdom of Rizia, Rani Sorendis. See, so the Grand Duchy, Rizia, Kingdom. The keys. Yeah, so right now we have like what, four different like political kind of like position in the global stage. We have the communist, well, yeah, the communist uh, pact group. You have the capitalist pact group headed by Acacia. You have the monarchist, uh, like kingdoms group led by Roomberg. And you have the neutral nations, like like Kirut, that, and you have nations like uh, Andrakon, Isles are pretty neutral in the global politics. So it's a very interesting global map. It's kind of different from our world because there's still like kingdom and monarchy is still a prevalent part of this uh, global world in the Suzerain universe, but in our world, it's mostly just during the Cold War. It's just mostly like communism versus capitalism. In this Suzerain world, it's communism versus capitalism versus monarchy versus, well, I mean not versus, but like and then there's like the neutral states in between those three ideology, which is very interesting. Um, Legislative debate. Right, National Assembly was its stage of contentious debate today over the proposed repeal of the Energy Protection Act. Arguments both for against the repeal were put forward. For the repeal, so Franz Richter and Albin in support of repealing the act. They agreed that such a move would foster economic growth and increase foreign investment. The United Soviet Party and National Front Party under the leadership of Gloria Spain defended the act vehemently, saying the need of Solon to protect its strategic industry from foreign control. So on one group, you have the reformers that wants to totally repeal it and praise capitalism, and the other group is saying, no, keep it within the nation, keep it, was it, keep the industry away from foreign control. Okay. Barbecue with Frank. Oh, I'm not looking forward. I hate this. Backyard grill. Monica and Deanna were out shopping for craft supplies, and giving the staff a day off. Frank at home. I wasn't sure how he felt about the moment, but I didn't know how he felt about the barbecue ribs. So whenever I saw Frank glimpse the crew and the meat, he stepped outside to join me. Well, looks who finally come out his room. Should talk that I never see you at home anymore. I am preoccupied with matter of national importance. I'm running a country. So yes, Mr. President, what you say? Oh, I hate him. So fucking whiny, man. Uh children who talk back to their fathers don't get dinner. Fan these flames, will you? Frank sighed and waved the fan lazily, almost causing the fire to die up. Come on, man, can you do anything right? I hate him. See, I don't even want to spend time with him because he's so fucking whiny. I can't stand him. He's the worst character. Okay, once I'm done with this playthrough, I'm gonna make a tier list. I'm gonna make a long. I'm gonna live stream it. So once I'm done with this playthrough, I'm gonna live stream a tier list of Suzerain character, right? And I'm definitely gonna put this guy, Frank, bottom, like not even F tier. He can be on shit tier list because I don't I hate Oh man. Yeah, put your backs into it, please. I am trying. Oh my god, you can't even fucking fan the flame correctly. Oh my god, what fucking use. And are you supposed to be what, 18, almost 18 already? Like, what, you're still in high school, right? Oh god. Then my father would have slapped me for this. I guess that should be clear that you don't. Yeah, like Frank is very nice. Monica is very nice. He's very lucky. Let me try. The fire rose to life finally. He turned to look at me with a grin on his face, expecting praise. Don't act like you done something special. Fucking. Yeah, turn your eyes away. You just fan those flames. Hmm. Yeah, why don't you bring us a couple of beers? Yeah. You mean I can? But mom told me. Stop himself. For a moment, my thoughts flashed out back to my childhood and my relationship with my own father. My father was a hardworking man and always had our best interest in mind, or at least that's what he always said, but he had a temper and would lash at my mother in fights. I could hear from my bedroom, but we seldom spoke. I was emotional as my father ever was. On my family, yep. Dad, can I ask you something? Go on. It's just, I feel like there's so much that you've been hiding from me. About your past and about what's going on right now. Like at dinner, that night after the ball, you told me everything was under control, but it wasn't, was it? In the 20s, we learned all about it in school. Now with the protests and the riots, is it going to be the same thing? It's going to be a civil war in Scotland? No, I would not let that happen. Good. But what was it like back then? Uncle Peter said the two of you went through a lot. I'm not a kid anymore, you can tell me. If I could gather my thoughts, the familiar images start flashing before my eyes. If I've been shot, of course I knew. People I knew, friends who never been dragged to the streets and murdered in alleyways. Those were dark times. It seems like it. But you are grown up, you know, we can talk about it. His eyes wide, talking about the coup. I was barely a year older than you are now. Studying history at the University of Culture, I was a freshman, excited and young. I just left the classroom to go back to home as I heard the sound of multiple vehicles approaching the campus. The same soldiers that were supposed to protect Suzerain citizens point their guns at us. Yeah, keep listening, a shocked look on his face. You know, I ran. I mean, I would do it, and then I would do it in the same. I would like, if there was a large protest, I would not involve myself in that situation. Like, I would not put myself in that danger. Makes no sense to me. Seeing the crowds gathering, I knew something was going to happen, something bad. Yeah, yeah, I would run away. Why would you not run away? This is your own life. You gotta protect yourself. Like, it's not worth it. Yeah, I would do the same. Tell me about the Civil War. That's why when I met your mother, we had both joined the same human rights group to push for change after the coup of 27. But over the next year, the state of Scotland deteriorated. We started picking sides, and I tried to stay away. Yep. Then one night it happened, two different factions in the army, one of them led by the fascist General Lutheran and the other by the socialist General Rickard. Started fighting against each other. It was a bloodbath. Nowhere was safe. Frank shifted in his seat, visibly uncomfortable. Well, I stay out of it. That's enough for today. I know your items now he's in my life. Yeah, you don't really understand it. um, yeah, I don't want to be part of the violence. Frank raised his eyebrow, his curiosity still not satisfied, but seeing my reluctance to go on, he simply nodded. Sorry for bombarding you with questions. I know I complain sometimes, but my problems are not to compare to where you went. Yes, finally, some self-awareness. So what problems do you have? Before Frank could say anything else, I heard the front door unlock, Deanna and Monica voices, and the sounds of rustling shopping bags filled the house. Alright, I'll be upstairs until dinner. Frank went in and dashed upstairs. I took a long sip from my beer, looking at the city and the now setting sun. I hope that talking to Frank about my past had been the right decision. Part of me felt as if some sort of burden has been lifted. I had the same nightmares again that night. Okay. Presidential visit. I'm gonna read all these later. Just gonna do the presidential visit first. Narbel, non-kiss region, with the inform organized by Mr. Hotel. Yep. In order to discover natural scenario used and collect by the central government were apparent. Control gas comp. Okay. The task in this firm was mainly symbolic, fake smiles, and handshake with old baron, meeting with local politician. But most important of all, making sure the Narbel did not feel like it was forgotten by the government. Navigating slowly to avoid the inconvenience, I'm gonna play studying the city as if my discomfort. When we was pending, search roll down the partition windows, we will be arriving. Yep. Thank you for letting me know. Give me time, it is my duty. After a moment, Serge started to smile under his mustache. Yeah, how's life, man? Great these last 2 months. You know, my wife Suzerain recently gave birth to a son, sir. Okay. Very good score. That's great news. I'm happy for you. I appreciate it, sir. Surely I wouldn't be able to afford a good private school if she scored less in the entrance exam. Private school. Interesting because if from my memories, if I remember, because right now we don't really have. So I always assume that if you don't do the school privatization, then the private school it's not allowed yet. So I'm assuming like right now we don't have any private school in the country because we have, you know, state education, like state schools in general, and we haven't allowed any privatization yet. But Serge is mentioning that there's private school, which is interesting by itself. I should have made my screen get to me. I have some more time. I don't know if this is like an error or is it supposed to be like that, like the school privatization. Like, cause right now, isn't the school supposed to be like in state control and not like there should be no private school right now? The same for like healthcare right now. Like right now in Scotland, there's only state control healthcare. There's no like private healthcare. But who knows? Maybe I don't. Maybe it's like something I didn't notice. Yeah, in the lore. I also hope that my daughter will grow to be like her mother someday. Yep, I'm sure that she will. A lion and a lioness. When I look up the first lady for inspiration, and it's not just limited to my daughter, sir. She is an inspiration for almost all women. Okay, but at the same time, it must be hard to be the first lady as well. All this attention, adjusting to this new high-profile life, husband that has graceful responsibility. You're right, it is hard for her. It must be, sir. We sometimes forget important people in life between our responsibility and the rush. You know, those we care for. I agree. Have I told you so? We named my son George. The doctor said he's a very healthy and thankfully so is my wife. Why do you want another child? I come from a big family. I'm one of 5 siblings, so having company is constant in my life. You could call it a little traditional, but it just feels right. You know, like myself personally have like what, and I have an older brother, but like we have an age gap, so I don't really see him much in life, and now he lives separately from me. So yeah, I do feel like having like kind of a bigger family is kind of more fun. Like, and plus having kids closer in age, it's more. I have this sense of like connection. Because if you have kids that are like have a large age gap, age gap. You know, like my older brother was like 12 years older than me. So when I was like, I don't know, like 10, he's already in college. I don't really see him much. So yeah, there's no like people that I can, I guess, like talk to at home. um, yeah, I think family is a cornerstone of life. Yes, and it depends on what type of environment it is. If it is hostile, such site, I've already started thinking about the university, especially in Erica. I want to send her to a good private school, but with the current state of the economy, it's going to be hard for us. Hmm. I mean, I do want. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know about the choices, so if you support Search family, you know, giving them money, then how do I say this? Then you, then he can give you a lucky charm. I believe that lucky charm is a pocket watch, and that lucky charm can potentially save you from an assassination. Or you just probably want to give him money because you like him. However, I have to be pragmatic because you know the wealth here. Um, this can be used to sway the lobby. The wealth here can be used to sway election campaign. It can be used for like donation to like woman causes. It can be used for like for investment. So unfortunately, despite how much I like Search, I'm not gonna spend. Well, I'm not gonna give him money. Um, I mean, you know, it's not a charity, and Search is already working. You know, I mean, his daughter is smart. She, um, you know, he doesn't even need to put in private school, honestly, like, because he just want to invest in her, which is very surprising because you know, like Search is pretty progressive himself. Like you think about like right now, um, woman, woman in education doesn't really, women are not really expect to be like learning like the social science and then like to excel in school. You know, it's not a, you know, right now the current societal norm in Scotland is, oh, if you're a woman, you know, just be traditional, be a housewife. You know, you can, you have the option to learn, I guess, the social science and then the political science in college. But you know, but it's not encouraged. It's the same as like there's a lack of like female um, like involvement in like the engineering field. There's a lack of female presence in computer science. I mean, we have it right now, like currently. Like there's not a lot of like women that's in computer science. There's not a lot of women that's in STEM. There's not a lot of women that's in um like um like engineering. Um, I mean, I don't think it's just not because of the lack of trying. Maybe it's just like I think it's maybe it's just because of kind of like social perception. Like you know, like I mean, this is our modern time. But in the Suzerain universe, you know, this is in the 50s. That's even like way less. Um, I guess way less like progressive as it now. But yeah, I understand that he wants the best for her. But like, but he's investing a lot of money in her. But you know, she could have, you know, she can get the same amount of education in, you know, the. I mean, the Scotland public school is pretty nationalistic, but I guess they're good enough to support his family, you know. But I just think that money can be used uh, for other purpose that's more that can have a bigger impact on society. I'm just gonna say we're gonna fix the economy one way or another. That's you, Mr. President. Um, this is unacceptable. We need to invest in the infrastructure here. I agree, sir. We need to drive back tomorrow. Okay. 25-story main building was undoubtedly one of the taller and more expensive building in the cities. Mayor of Narbel, his top 8. Oh, see you later, Search. Thank you, sir, likewise. Almost immediately, everyone present in the crowd flocked over to me with an excessive display of courtesy, smiles, and handshakes while I donned the mask of a politician, a mask I was very used to. Save. Just gonna finish this. Arrive at the meeting room. Sierra and Pascal. I was memorized by the scene. Pascal Bennywall walked up to me. Yeah, we're evil of appointing himself in civil service. Wrote 8 books. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I always like Pascal. He seems to be like a very neutral person in the cabinet who he just wants the best for like the country. Like my Minister of Health was somewhat portly, having gained a few pounds. Yep, he's a writer. Such a spectacular view. Sierra Walder, the Minister of Education, joined us on the balcony, dressed in sky blue pantsuit. Her preference for trouser over dresses has made her the subject of much palace gossip. Yeah, she doesn't wear skirt. She wears like, trouser, which is very kind of a statement because she's a very big feminist uh, opponent within Scotland. Yeah, aggressively promoting education reform and support socialist policies. Yeah, very popular among women. Okay. Interesting. So she joined our campaign, taught philosophy and political science, and said, interesting. Spectacular indeed, but when you look opposite direction, you see the sort of decades of neglect to the cities. Most people living in Narbel are workers, farmers, and their wives and children. They are breaking their backs for those to no pay, greedy corporation. Well, yeah, I want to help working class, but I'm not gonna sign the worker rights bill. So it's kind of hypocritical. It's kind of hypocritical on my part, but yeah, I'm glad we see eye and eye on the issue. You can see the real problems. Poverty. Gravely he was a subject he knew quite a bit about himself. His best known books, The Plight of Certain and Less Fortunate. Well put, Miss Water. I don't need to tell you about my own experience with poverty. I'm sure you heard similar stories. Am I right, Mr. President? Yeah, we all gone through tough times. True, but some lives are more difficult than others. Like ours was and still is for hundreds of thousands in Scotland. You don't have to have been born or to sympathize with the plight of the impoverished, much as you don't have to have been born a woman to recognize Scotland's need for parity among the sexes. Parity among the sexes shouldn't be our first priority. Look at how many high-ranking female politicians our country has. Appearance can be deceiving, Pascal. Her voice sounds bitter. Think about how Lilia's Graf got to her current position. I don't necessarily believe the rumor about her and so, but she never could have risen so high if she didn't parrot his cause. So Sierra is a very like kind of like aggressive feminist. She's not wrong about most of what she say. Just she has her words are very like she's very blunt, and a lot of people may be turned off by her like kind of like social justice advocacy. But some of the things she says is not totally wrong, but it's just the way she come across. It can like turn off some people. So like originally I didn't really like her originally when I first played the game. I didn't really like her that much. I felt like she was just like a very kind of like how do you say like typical like social justice feminist. That's just but but the thing is after like replaying the game right now I have a different perspective, you know, because she lives in, you know, kind of like in the 50s, and then she lived through like, you know, her own life experience. It's very, you know, as a woman doing like maybe the 20s and 30s is kind of like uh, not good compared to like her counterpart, like as the man counterpart. So I sympathize with the way, and she probably have a kind of bad experience being a woman in Solon during her early years. So that's kind of drive her more like she has a stronger drive to advocate for females' rights. I mean, yeah, but she may come up as kind of like preachy, but I understand where she's coming from. But I think if she like kind of like switch her tone, she can gain more allies. I mean, in this universe. So it's just like you just need to play the game. That's just how it is. Like, because you know, at the end of the day, you just need to advocate for your cause. You have to be charismatic. You have to be diplomatic to get what you want. I mean, even if it's like minor, you can still get minor change, but some changes are better than nothing. That's what I think. That's why I don't believe in the whole thing about like you need like sweeping reform all in one go. It's not really realistic to do it like that. You need to make changes like manageable, and then just keep progressing as time goes on, rather than like that, you know, pushing so much and then not get anything done. Yeah, because if Shin, while accomplish nothing in reality, while women in places like Narbel has denied any path to advance, yeah, myself included, to pretend they were obstacles. Meanwhile, those of us who don't use our clout to help powerful men stay in power are denigrated as angry Spencer. I ask you, Mr. President, does anyone care about your strategy, Mr. Delay doesn't have a wife? I mean, I don't think it matters, right? Like, I mean, I don't know why you bring this up. I mean, it's true that, I mean, you acknowledging yourself that, yeah, I mean, a lot of women gets positioned within the government are from wealthy families, but despite that, you know, they can still advocate for females' rights. I mean, like you right now, you are fighting for it, so it doesn't really. It's better not having any woman in the assembly, in the government. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but but because of that, you can fight. You know, it's you know, it's incremental changes right now. That's what we're doing, incremental change. Yes, you are from a wealthy families. You're from a, you know, that's how you got your position, and that wealth allow you to have a good education, so you can uh, advocate for what you're saying in the government. You know, but it's okay. Like it doesn't really discredit your hard work. You know, like you know, you can use this, like you can use this chance to advocate for more women's right. I mean, um, I mean, yeah. I mean, she's complaining about like, you know, uh, right now just having women in the assembly is not enough because that's just, how do you say this? It's just it's just like kind of like a fake image, but like despite that, it's still a good image. You know, you can help inspire uh you know, the common people to work harder. You can be a role model. So I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, it's incremental changes. It's not gonna change overnight. You know, so yeah, I think you're veering off topic. As I was saying, isn't it about time hosts will address this country's real issues rather than bowing to the wishes of the hawks and fearmongers in the establishment and diverting yet more resources to the military and law enforcement? Our welfare, healthcare, and educational system have been decaying since the recession. Solon's poorer communities are losing hope. Hopelessness and the lack of opportunities can drive people to extreme solutions, with increased crime, domestic violence, and yes, like, I get where you're coming from, but there's a lot of like external issue we have to deal with too. Like, in a perfect world, I would like to just focus on like health and like education, but we have geopolitics, we have different national rivals that try to how do I say, that wants our resources, that want to expand their own influence. We have ideological extremism, you know, like the right wing and left wing fighting over control of the country. So like, you know, I mean, people that wants law and order, people that wants law and order, the people that wants to support the military. I get where they're coming from too. So we have to like we have to see which issue is of vital importance for us. So we need to engage it holistically. So education has similar issues. Here's another subject I want to mention. I've been working on improving rights of workers in our country. Mr. Clavin has already backed me and given his support. Suzerain has fallen behind. It's always good for improvement. It's good you're pushing it. So we're back to doing it right with this. I'm not gonna promise anything. Well, I'm gonna veto it, but I'm not gonna say it to him right now. I'm just gonna say, I need to evaluate the content before I make a decision. Understandable. You will receive all the sections in outline. It's getting a little cold out here. Let's head inside. Head back inside. The meeting room was already prepared for state business. Small gifts for each of us had been placed. Let's start with the health overview. As you wish. Suzerain has a free healthcare system except for a few private hospitals. Okay, so we do have some private hospitals operating. Most of the populace receive adequate treatment, have issues primarily appear in rural areas due to lack of quality service. I'm doing my best to ensure that citizens of all ages receive the best healthcare that they can. Okay. That's the life expectancy and mortality rate. 65 years and the infant mortality rate is soaring 85%, 1,000 birth. Okay. Be assured that we are doing everything we can to save mothers and newborn. Those numbers are saddening indeed. We must do everything that we can. We're working very hard on improving the quality of the service. How many doctors and nurses do we have? 31,000 doctors. I think is, I don't want to be rude, but we are in urban and let's not interrupt each other. That's not a problem. The number of doctors per 10,000 citizens follow in rural area compared to urban area. Treatment time is still too high due to the low number of doctors in rural areas, which barely gets any proper coverage. How many hospital beds do we have? There are 10 beds per 10,000 citizens, which is a very good number according to our comparison. Okay. We see a low number in the countries of Magnolia and Wayland, but obviously can't match with Lesbian or Vaxland, Magnolia and Wayland are harder countries to take as a standard, but it's good to know that we aren't in a huge health crisis yet. Yeah, we're kind of like neutral. Like, we're not the best, but we're not like the worst countries. We hear about the educational system with pleasure. Swedish education is free. We have a very outdated system that I want to reform. The other important issue is the lack of access to education in rural areas, especially for young girls. Okay. Clint. Nationalistic, introductionist, and sexist teaching. What's the literacy rate? It's 80%. This is a good growth. Follows among girls and boys. Yeah, 80% is not bad. If I remember correctly, the most illiterate areas are Birchie and Angland. Yep, that's correct. Although La Chavant skewed the statistic for the Natchez region, which has a number of illiterate citizens. Access to education. How many students and teachers do we have? 5 million students, 3 million in primary education, 1 million secondary, 1 million tertiary, 155. Okay, it's full of young and bright mind. Yeah, full potential. Should help children to question and educate themselves. Difference between urban and rural education. Urban have 3 times the number of school per 10,000. Yeah, I can imagine teachers not preferring to work in desolate areas. Salaries for teachers are very low here. We need to increase the pay. Yeah, it's always been a common problem between like the rural area and the major cities. You know, in major cities you have more work opportunities. You know, in the rural area, you know, less people, less pay, not a lot of job growth. I think it's a common problem in like a lot of different countries. I mean, even in our current time, like being a teacher in the U.S., you don't even get paid that much. I can't imagine, you know, you being a teacher in a like small rural town. Like you probably won't get enough to get by. There's no incentive. So like, and it's gonna be, you know, if not a lot of people, if not a lot of people wants to be teachers because of the low pay, they have a teacher shortage. We have kids that doesn't have enough teacher to teach them, you know, and it's you know, then that's gonna create a very destructive cycle. So yeah, thank you, Sierra. I can feel the blanks from here. I believe that is everything. Okay. Oh, what's it? What is it, Sierra? Look at this impoverished city. The streets full of potholes. The hospital barely functioning. The school half open. It's not just about Seoul or even Alfonso failing. This decay in Scotland's forgotten regions has been going on for many decades, fueled by capitalism. You know, I don't think capitalism is really an issue per se because Seoul wasn't a big fan of capitalism and he's been in power for 20 years. And then you have Alfonso, which barely like, you know, was able to deregulate everything. So I don't really think it's. I mean, capitalism is just one of the cause, but it's not like, you know, you're gonna have in any structure like communism or capitalism, you're still always gonna have some issue. It's just if the administration that's heading it is good or bad, you know. Like Seoul was in power 20 years, but he definitely wasn't a capitalist. I can say that. Like Seoul is definitely not a capitalist. Like, um, like, you know, he has state, you know, state education. He has state health. He didn't privatize it. He doesn't want any foreign investment. So like, I mean, you could say that this region, which is like what, uh, maybe like, have some capitalist influence, but I don't think, you know, because the current society in Solent right now, Solent is not a very big capitalistic society. It's just a recent change that, you know, like with so out of power and we have Alfonso coming in. That's when, you know, kind of like capitalistic influence start moving in. But like prior to that, I don't think, you know, Solent has ever been like a capitalistic society. So Pascal, what do you think? Because manga is responsible for each and every one of us. Side when we're another, we need to transform, create, and uncheck capitalism. We're not magically provide for the people. Yeah, so I mean, she's a socialist. I mean, so she's gonna be very critical of capitalism in general. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, we just need a balanced approach. That's what I think. Tell me about your plans here. My plans require an increase in government budget. I aim to solve the problems we highlight with the allocated money by building schools in these less fortunate rural areas through fundamental changes to our educational system. That will unlock the potential of all our children, boys and girls alike. Yep. The investment will be a future of Solent. Imagine the entire potential of the youth unlocked, knowledge and wealth they will generate. Yeah. Yes, but at what cost? I'm not a supporter of the private sector education, but at the end of the day, they are focused on profit first. And what are you working toward, Pascal? Personally, want to improve the low quality of health care in the rural areas. So I created the draft plan to increase the salary of doctors and to upgrade the equipment of the hospitals. I can do more with increased budget. Additionally, I privatize it to more private investment in the health could allocate extra funds. Yeah, I promise that we will improve health system. About coming budget debates, with enough funds, we can build hospitals, but when necessary, expand the quality of service. Do hope to create competition, increase the quality of health care with the privatization effort. Yep. My experience from government is that we understand the person needs of the people. Yeah. Security. We cover unnecessary subjects. I want to raise concern about schedule meeting with the guests, chairman former Mr. Alfonso. There are significant consideration regarding the Narbel workforce in the border communities of blue collar employees to be a strategic juncture to secure a triumph for the labor force. Yep. Nevertheless, it's worth acknowledging that corporations contribute substantial to job creation in. Yep. Persuading the chairman to make concession might prove to be a formidable task. Yeah, this is new content right now, so I'm going in blind from here on with Gasm. Uh, our aim is to be mutual beneficial outcome for both sides. Okay, I try my best. What's up? Here's a cooperation gift, man. This world, nothing is truly free. I wouldn't anticipate anything less. Yeah. Today is the left, but seem like coming, Philippines, instead of Nobel, people. Yep. Right, so I'm gonna stop my recording here and I'm gonna get back with the next episode some other time. So yeah, a lot of reading, a lot of like. So right now, heading forward, we're gonna meet with Alfonso. And from this point, it's all new to me because I have not. Because this is new in the 2.0 update, so I'm kind of curious to see um what kind of like deal we need to make and then my strategy. Because in the previous like before the update, I have a strategy on how to allocate this, budgets, but now maybe this may change my strategy moving forward. But that's, I'm gonna be very careful with what I do in moving forward. So I'm gonna need to watch it for my budget and just focus on like growing the economy, lowering unemployment. I think that's the most important issue moving forward. But yeah, hopefully like uh, on the next episode I have a good meeting with Alfonso. Um, okay, so yeah, see you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.